Welcome back to Mindful Knit. As the title suggests, I'm going to take care of the items that I've been procrastinating, which is everything in my mending pile. Recently, I did a couple of mending alterations for my sister. She gave me this entire crate and I finished all 6 or 7 pieces in less than 45 minutes. I was shocked, and that opened my eyes. I have several things in my own mending pile that have been sitting here for months, and today's the day we tackle it. So I'm just gonna walk through some of the thoughts I have and hopefully encourage you to take care of whatever you are procrastinating or putting off. Maybe we could even do our projects together. Off the top, if you've been here a while, you know I made this dress and I didn't like the lining because it wasn't long enough. So I'm going to add another panel of lining. You can see underneath that it has a shorter layer of lining and I just don't like the way it looks on me. Something about it, just don't like. So adding another tier to that lining, project number 1. Project number 2 is taking up this dress. It is a beautiful linen dress made in Italy, but it's so stinking long. Look at this. So I'm hoping to take up the hem a couple inches so it hits me right where I need it to. Third project is another dress. This is a 100% cotton dress. I thrifted it and it's so beautiful. I love how gauzy and natural it is. This is definitely a color I love. But look at these sleeves. What is this? This is like nautical rope. I feel like it doesn't go with the dress at all. So not to offend whoever created it, but it's not my style. I love the rest of the dress. The sleeve is pretty long, like it goes right above my elbow, and I don't love that length. So I'm going to shorten it and add an elastic band. That'll be a fun one, fun upcycle. This is a white top that I thrifted a while back. It's a size small petite from Old Navy. The rest of it fits me pretty well, but these little wrist cuffs are a little too tight. So I'm going to add extra elastic. So I'm gonna open up the seam, add more elastic so it'll fit me a little nicer on my wrists. Lastly is a pair of pants. These belong to my sister actually, and she asked me to hem them to be maternity pants for her, and she's due in like the next couple days. So it tells you how long I put this off. I'm so sorry to my sister. But I'm finally going to take them up and maybe she can wear them for her third baby. I don't know. We even put them on her, marked one of the legs. I just don't really like hemming. It's something that I put off for so long because doing it for someone else is so different than when I do it for me. Even though I sew a lot, like making things even is not my specialty. I will measure it 7 times and it will still be crooked and it drives me insane. So I think that's what has been stopping me from finishing this. I feel bad that I've been putting it off, so it's time to just face it, get it done. Another project to work on that I spoke about in my previous video, which is this black linen dress. I'm going to remove the buttons. They're such a weird like bamboo. So I'm going to switch these out for black buttons. It's not even that large of a list. There's just a couple of items, but I think if I can tackle them today, I'm going to feel very productive. And honestly, just making a video about it helps me to maintain the momentum that I need to get it done. So thank you for being here. Let's mend some stuff.
As you can see, the lining kind of cuts me off right above my knees. It's a weird length. And the liner is sewn into the side seam, so I've been avoiding doing this because I knew it would take a lot of work to undo all of the overlocking, open up the side seam, and then add more fabric to the lining. But I wasn't wearing the dress, so I felt like it was finally time to get this project done. So I'm just cutting out new panels with some white that I had on my shelf. I added it to the current tier, and now I'm going to finish the seam by overlocking, and then I'll reattach it to the side seams. Here's the outcome. As I guessed, it's not a total win or solve for my previous problems. You can still see a slice of the seam, but it is better than it was, and I'm not doing that again, so I really think this needs to suffice. Moving on to the linen dress, it is so long and trips me up. I'm 5'4", which is an average height, so who is this made for? I decided to hand stitch this for several reasons. One, I wanted to maintain the integrity of the dress. This practice of keeping the original fabric in the hem is something you do in costume making, which I learned a few years ago. And this dress is so sweet and unique, I wanted to maintain it for whoever may have it next so they can easily take it down if they want to. I also like the added weight, especially for a light textile like linen. I wanted the hem to drape nicely, and I felt like keeping all the fabric in the hem helps it do that. Lastly, it's a blind hem, so you can't really see it, which I like for this dress. Now it is such a better length. Truly, this is such a beautiful and unique dress. Next up is this nautical nonsense. I don't understand. First step was to cut it right above the current seam. Then I double rolled the hem, sewed a little casing for the elastic. I'm not sure what to do next. I don't know if I should leave it as more of like a bell sleeve, just make a hem on the end. Or in this one, I tried the elastic casing. I think I like it more with this sleeve. It just looks more natural. It feels like it fits the style of the dress better. Yeah, I think I like that better without the elastic. It's like dainty and pretty. I can always go back and add the elastic if I change my mind. Spoiler alert, I did not use the elastic. I really like the fluttery sleeve. I feel like it complements the original style of the dress. It's a little boho. I personally love it. This one change, I feel like elevated this whole piece so much, and it really was such a simple change. Very simple alteration, and now I love this piece, whereas before I wore it with a cardigan so I could hide the sleeves. Next up is this white top with the cuffs that are too tight for me. So first I'm going to seam rip the cuff at the sleeve side seam. This is typically where you'd add the elastic. So I opened up that seam and added about 1.5 inches or so of new elastic and attached it to the current elastic with a zigzag stitch. I've done this very same alteration to a few of my clothing pieces, and it really makes such a difference. It makes them so much more pleasant to wear. So if there's something in your closet that you're not wearing because it's uncomfortable, take it out and do what you can to fix it to make it wearable again. Here are the pants before. We marked where she wanted the new hem. I went to get a replacement of this, but they didn't have this exact color, so I got the next best thing, and that looks pretty good. Again, another simple alteration. This is what most people ask me to do for them. Side note, I do not say yes to alterations, so please don't ask me. But moving a hem up is another very simple way to make a clothing item fit you, your size, your height, exactly where you want them to. And all you need is a sewing machine, some pins, and matching thread. These pants turned out so cute. I might just keep them while my sister is postpartum. They fit so much better now. Okay, lastly is the black dress. I set the buttons on the dress just to see how I liked them and also passed them through the buttonholes to make sure they fit. And then went about attaching them to the dress. As I keep saying, this is such an easy alteration to any piece. It can bring a lot of life. If something has buttons that you don't like, take them off. All you need for this is a needle and thread. I like to double up my thread and do 4 passes through in an X shape before knotting off and cutting. And that's all it took. It completely transformed this dress, and I'm so in love with the outcome. It looks so much more sleek instead of like a tropical beachy dress as it was previously. The black is slimming and flattering. The back of the dress is so unique. The only thing I wish it had was pockets. Alrighty friends, that's all I have for you today. Thanks so much for joining me to tackle these things that I've been putting off for several weeks. Again, I hope it inspires you to take care of something that might take you less time than you realize, but the payoff is very satisfying. I will see you in the next video. Happy holidays. Cheers.